Hi, I'm Shauna with Nitro Gear and Axle, and we're here today to show you how to install any aluminum Nitro diff cover.
Nitro knows differentials, and Nitro knows power. With a range of parts to meet all needs. Quality of all conditions.
We're going to start by going over some of the materials you may need during this installation process. Rags are always good to have on hand. Then you need gloves, a dead blow hammer to knock the existing cover loose, parts cleaner to clean any parts you may need to reuse, a 13mm socket on whatever ratchet you choose, a 1/4 inch Allen wrench, a pry bar or screwdriver to break the cover loose, scraping tool to remove any gasket that may be existing on the housing or the cover, and a 3/8 Allen wrench to remove the fill drain hole plug. Then I also want to go to oil. You're going to need 3 quarts of differential oil. This is the one we use, and this is the one we recommend with all of our gear sets. And then of course you're going to need your new diff cover. This is our HD aluminum diff cover, and this is our Nitro Extreme diff cover. The installation video that you're watching will tell you how to install both. Your new Nitro differential cover should come with everything shown here. The diff cover itself, all the plugs for the drain and fill holes, the gasket, and all the bolts and washers needed. We're going to be using this 13mm socket and this ratchet to remove all of the existing bolts in this stock differential cover for a Dana 44. It doesn't matter which order you start in, but this one at the top you're going to want to leave in halfway, just so the cover doesn't fall into your oil drain. So we're going to start breaking all of these loose. While my cover is relatively loose, as you can see, I've left this bolt in the top to hold the cover so it doesn't fall down into the oil. If your cover is not coming off as easily as mine did, you can always wedge a pry bar in here and crack the cover open so that all of this oil will drain out. Sometimes you can take a dead blow hammer too and just give it a little tap and it will break the seal and open right up. I'm going to let this drain as much as I can and then pull that last bolt out. Now the differential cover is off. This is the gasket. I'm going to remove that, as that's going to need to be replaced now. If your differential looks different and it has gasket maker along here, you can take this and scrape it off to remove so you get a nice flat surface. It's very important that this surface be perfectly flat so that when your new cover installs, it will seal. Once you've gotten your differential cover off, it gives you an opportunity to check out your ring gear and check your fluid for anything that's sparkly. That is a sign of metal shavings in your differential, which is not a good sign. If you do happen to have, a lot of times we'll get burrs along the bottom of here. If you do get those, you can always take a metal file and file them down. You also want to always take brake parts cleaner and clean out all of these bolt holes and this surface here after you've filed it to make sure it's completely clean and free of debris. While we have this differential apart, I wanted to show you the differences between your factory cover and a Nitro diff cover. This cover is thin, as you can see, very thin metal. It's made of steel, and it's not nearly as durable as an aftermarket cover like ours. The other great features that this differential cover has to offer is recessed bolt holes, meaning that no matter where you hit this differential on a rock, your bolts will be protected from shearing off the head, making them nearly impossible to remove. It also has multiple drain and fill holes, along with an extra space to run a selectable locker. This Nitro differential cover is awesome because it is all aluminum and made here in America. All aluminum is really important when you're off-roading because it keeps your gear set and your lockers nice and cool, as aluminum dissipates heat better than steel. It's also every bit as strong as the steel covers on the market. Now that our surface is nice and clean, I'm going to wipe down our gasket, check fit to make sure the gasket is going to fit correctly, and I know that it's going to fit. I'm going to install the gasket and the diff cover at the same time. all of your bolts. I always start with the top bolt, that way it helps hold the cover as you're working on the rest. Going to take our 1/4-inch Allen wrench. You don't want to do the first one too tight. You want to install them all loose and then tighten them down. Now that we've got all the bolts installed loosely, we're going to go back with our 1/4-inch Allen wrench and tighten them up. If you would like to torque your bolts to spec, we recommend torquing them to 17 foot-pounds. Now that all of your bolts are torqued to 17 foot-pounds, we're going to do the most important step, which is refill your differential with oil. The next tool that you're going to need is your 3/8-inch Allen wrench. We're going to use this to remove this top fill hole. Once you've got that removed, you're going to remove the cap from your gear oil, cut the tip, then insert it like so, and squeeze and fill until this bottle's empty. I'm going to clean off the bottom of our differential, and before you hit the road, you just want to make sure that this is not leaking and that none of your bolt holes are leaking. If it all looks good to go, I think you've installed it properly and you're ready to hit the trail. Now that you've installed your super tough Nitro diff cover, you're ready to hit the trails with all the confidence of knowing that your gear set and your locker is protected.